There we go. Oh, I'm not that late. Now, that being said, I only got like half a cup of coffee left. I probably should have made another one before we started, but I had a busy morning, and by that I mean I did sleep in just a little bit, just a bit. But that's okay, right? Because I'm still here relatively close to on time. Anyway, so when we last left off, I had just finished the first cycle. So I did a little bit of farming, and now we're looking towards getting it up to 800,000 again. So how much do we have to do? We are at 58... 587,000, I should say, and we're aiming for 800,000. So slightly more than 200,000. That's doable, right? We did more than that last time. Hello, Kai. So, thank you. I appreciate that you appreciate it, because it was late last night and I was like, I gotta do a new thumbnail. I can't. You guys didn't vote to ban the sleep in option, did you? Because that was mean. The sleep in option is one of my joys. I can't believe you guys voted to ban sleep in. Oh, we've only got 7 minutes left on this Azurian zone. Hello, Mew. Or me? Oh. You voted for consider resting. Well, I appreciate you, Kai. Oh, I was so sad when I saw it was winning. I put it up in the morning, right? I think I put it up before I left for work, thinking, yeah, everyone will understand if I decide not to do a stream today. Because I'm tired. And then ban sleep in one. That's right, the Paragon should be changing tonight because there are 3 layouts today. Although, part of me kind of wants to keep rolling on this table. Again, I don't do gambling on stream. I don't know, just I get the feeling the Summer Guan Yu fragments are going to be pretty rare though, so probably better not to. Hitting this row on the lucky star would be like a dream though, right? Which is exactly why I wouldn't do the Paragon table on stream. Oh. I'm kind of surprised they put Pan on the loading screen for this patch, considering it doesn't look like they're actually going to release her this time. You know, I think I've only hit like a really massive windfall in Paragon once since X-Legend took over. But in terms of like getting Eidolons out of Paragon, I do think that it's been easier since X-Legend took over, although that could also just be that I have the ability to buy fragments off other players now to finish them off when there's just 1 or 2 left. Oh, also hello, Ming! Oh. There we are. So, basically the same thing we did last time. Again, I've decided to start on my stronger characters and work my way through every single character in Gaia. And I just realized that my hair equipment isn't visible. There. So, given that it took about 4 hours last time, that's probably where we're looking to aim for, but I did get a couple of the level 10 Azurians, so I might pop those on any characters that have had theirs run out. Oh, a Dante fragment. Tea versus coffee. You know, I'm actually drinking, I've got my backup tea because I've got only half a cup of actual coffee left at this point. And then I made a pot of black tea, actually. It's my go-to. I've got Irish breakfast tea on the go on the side here. But I'm actually, normally I use a candle to keep my tea hot. Like it's a tea light heater. And unfortunately, I'm out of candles, and I figured it's too late in the season and I shouldn't order more candles. So my tea's gonna get cold pretty quick. Like, I don't have anything against tea. I just really like coffee as well, right? So it's like, you got a cup of coffee, you got a cup of tea. We have 4 hours to go through. I'll drink it all. But yeah, I just got a nice little cast iron teapot. So normally I would keep it warm with a candle, but like I said, I ran out this winter. None left, and it didn't feel like it was worth buying more, only to just store them for the rest of the year. Oh, I probably should have done the better one first. 2 minutes, we can make it. Hey, you know, fair enough. I'd say tea is probably less expensive than coffee as well, so it's a slightly more economical beverage of choice. Not to mention it takes well, depending on how you make it, but for me, coffee is a much more hands-on process. For tea, I've got my leaves, and I've got my hot water tap. That's, like 1 minute max to make a pot of tea. Whereas coffee, I might be hands-on grinding beans and whatnot for at least 10 minutes. Now, I do have a bit of a problem. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. There's caffeine in tea, especially black tea. But for me, coffee is more about the taste than it is about the caffeine anyway. Oof, I'm just gonna... but I do have a problem that I'd like some input from you guys, because I'm not sure what to do. So, I think I talked about it before, but there's this really pretty, fancy, Nier Automata inspired skirt that I wanted to get, but it was expensive. So I said to myself, okay, well, I'll set a goal, and if I achieve the goal, I'll order it. But the goal was a really long-term one that I'd like to accomplish before May, and I just found out that the pre-order window for the skirt, because it's made to order, is ending tomorrow. So do you think I should just go for it, even though I haven't hit my goal? I see the milk tea discourse is going on there. You know, tea is actually really good as a base for a lot of things, especially like I find that like adding lemon and other acidic things to it makes it quite tasty, but milk tea is also really nice. And frankly, if you're if you're going out for bubble tea, a lot of them have a tea, well, obviously with the name, they have a tea as a base for it, and I think that's really, really tasty. Kai says go for it. It just feels bad to, like, have made a rule that I needed to finish my goal. And then, you know, just, like, not finish it and get it anyway, right? Yeah, bubble tea is very, very, very high in sugar and whatnot. But it is a nice treat once in a while, the same way that you can go out for a cake every once in a while, right? You're right. I really, really, really wanted it, but that was why it was supposed to be the reward for having accomplished something big. Oh, and then the other thing about clothes is I own some of the Genshin inspired clothing that they do. Like the company makes a clothing line for some of the characters. And just the other day they announced one based on my favorite character, the child, Tartaglia. And I don't like it! It's not very good. It's very sad. Actually, speaking of bubble tea though, the place near me, they offer a bubble coffee. So it's like a milky coffee with the tapioca pearls in it. It's kind of good though. It's very nice. If you like bubbles and you also like coffee, it's like equally a nice treat maybe once in a while. Ugh. How long on hers? Oh right, I had to reuse hers yesterday. So she's got plenty of time on her Azurian. Maybe we should alternate between easy characters and challenging characters. You know, I feel like tea at a cafe is a bit of a shame because it's not something that's like a coffee at a cafe. They usually are able to use equipment that I'm not able to get my hands on, like for example, when you're having a latte, the steamed milk, the texture of the steamed milk I find is a lot better when you go to like local cafes. Maybe not like big chain ones, but the local cafes do a really good job of texturing the milk. Whereas at home, even with my nice machine, well, it's not really a machine. It's a special pot for the stove that you can use to generate some pressure to steam milk. I find that it's not quite as nice as when I go to a cafe. Whereas tea, I don't feel like you're getting an edge by having professional tier equipment for making tea. Yeah, it's a bit expensive for just being water and leaves after all. I haven't been going to cafes much lately either. I think last weekend I went just because I wanted to be out of the computer for a bit, away from my computer for a bit kind of thing, but yeah, no, just been pulling back on excess visits. Partially so I could afford the skirt. Maybe I will. Maybe I will just bite the bullet. I moved my dark trap onto a different button. Oh, have you ever had matcha before, Ming? Because, yeah, the last time I actually went out for hot pot with some friends a couple weeks back, and they had like a bubble tea place inside the restaurant. So we ordered bubble tea with our hot pot, and I ended up getting matcha. Oh gosh, matcha bubble tea is very nice. However, do you like green tea? Because some people like to describe matcha as being like fresh cut mold water. It's some people describe it as tasting like fresh cut grass. And other people, especially when you get lesser green tea, I'd say would describe it as being more like just bitter. Actually, one of the things I used to really, really like was matcha sugar cookies. And the other thing we did a little bit was we used to do a matcha mousse now and then. And that's quite nice too. The cream really brings out the grassiness of it. Like, yeah, no, you're right. Some people would describe it as tasting like grass, but it's really... It's not for everyone, that's for sure. I think it's good though. Not like cilantro, because some people say cilantro tastes like soap, right? I don't think it's the same as that, where there's literally something off for some people. I like cilantro. I've actually got some in the fridge. So today, for dinner... it's hard to explain, right? Because it's got a sort of, I don't know if this is maybe just a regional thing, but like the smell of grass on a bright, crisp morning? It's really hard to describe the flavor of matcha if you've never had it before. But if you were going to try it, probably the best way to do it would be in something sweet to start, not just like a not just like a straight up matcha prepared as tea itself. Oh. I should make more beverages to put on my desk here. Hold on, I need to add another coffee because we finished one run too. Where's my coffee? Wait. Oh, my YouTube studio is not so happy this morning. There we go. There, 2 characters done. Oh, I shouldn't have used that awakening book here. Oh gosh, $2. Yeah, no, around here, a bubble tea probably starts at about $5.50. Do I do the easy ones or do I stick with we'll stick in somebody that's a little less geared here. That way it's not all suffering at the end. Oh, her weapon's about to break. Yeah, everything is very expensive around the area that I live in. Then again, it is Canadian dollars, so... I was gonna say, homes are A home starts at $1 million here, but it is Canadian dollars. Oh, she doesn't have an Azurian on. Hold on. Is she gonna earn one of the level 10s? Alright, so 208 to 308. It just straight up adds 100 extra per boss. We have 180,000 left to go on our third character. See, this is the kind of world exploding that I like, not where the ground is completely destroyed, but where random objects are exploding outward. I think last time, gosh, we were barely any characters in when the ground failed. And it's only ever on a field map. I've never seen it happen in a dungeon. Oh, right, and the other thing, in the stream last time, I know we had some issues with the, chat being really, really sensitive when it auto-blocking stuff, but it turns out that was actually a YouTube-wide issue. It wasn't just me. I did make a community post about it afterwards, but, if you're still seeing issues with your messages not going through, try adding a word in another language and see whether or not that lets the message go through. Like, if just a word in any other language at the end of it. Yeah, it was a YouTube issue, not my particular settings, but just in general YouTube-wide. They accidentally banned the majority of the English language. That's good. I'm glad that seems to be at least so far better. Ugh. I felt awful because it was Campbell who was like, literally everything he was saying was getting blocked, and I'm like, there's no reason it should be doing this. Oh yeah, Chikun, I do not know what that word means. But yeah, no, I think it's over with. I should find the Whip jokes. Yeah, I should find the YouTube support page about it. Because I did end up it was on Twitter actually. I found somebody who was like, hey, all my messages are getting deleted. And YouTube had replied to them saying, yeah, this is a known issue. Here's a support page link. And that's when I clued in that it wasn't just me. It's very frustrating, though. It's the Whipmaster is the name of the class. I can't help that that's what they decided to call it. Okay, she's definitely going to need some support to get through these guys. Oh, I'm kind of worried about what those words mean, because I don't even recognize what language that is. Hold on a second. Put my Persephone back before I forget her. frustrating thing about the way that YouTube handles it is that I don't even have the option to see what it is blocking and then approve it. Like normally... Well, I mean, I don't know about that. Nothing rude. I'm a very, I don't even swear in English, so nothing rude. But if you have any interesting words, like what's the word for coffee? Cafe. Is it pronounced cafe? Copy? Cappy. Cafe. Cafe. Does that mean that it has the same root origin as it does, like for English? Because that's not far off coffee. Cafe. Oh, is it tonal? Like you've got to go like down in tone for it to be the right word? Okay, that's actually that's really interesting. I didn't know that. Cafe. Oh, origin is English, huh? Yeah, because even in Japanese it's just kohi. Stolen from English. Do I make it my mission to learn the word for coffee in every language? Spanish too, huh? Like, what kind of words does it take from Spanish? I actually don't know Spanish, so it's not going to be any help at all, but I'm curious. ¿Cómo está? What's that? If it's a swear word, I feel I'm apologizing in advance. I'm just so worried that someone's going to try and trick me into saying something wholly inappropriate here. Midday cancelled for trying to learn words in other languages. ¿Cómo está? Oh, hold on a second. Wait, hold on a second. For some reason my brain is saying ¿Cómo estás? Is that where it's from? And the only reason I remember that I'm pretty sure that's the Spanish for how are you, because in French it's comment ça va? That's really cool though. Because it's not quite the same thing, but it sounds really similar. That's really neat. Oh, we are full. Hold on. Is she full on dragon points? No, she's not. I think I missed the... Kanta? Ensayo? I have this thing where anytime I'm approaching a word I don't recognize, I have a tendency to pronounce the vowels like it's Japanese. And I don't know why. Maybe just because I spent so long working on studying Japanese that my brain just kind of defaults to that. Oh no, I dismantled a pet without noticing. I'm sure it's fine. I hope it's fine. I hope it wasn't anything rare. Eesh. Sing and dance. Kanta and Sayao. That is everything on that one. Okay. Where are we at? 160k to go. Wait, is that right? No. Oh yeah, only 160? Campbell! Hopefully it should be better today. So, I don't know if you saw the post I put up, but apparently it wasn't just me. YouTube was actually banning the English language on during the day of my last stream. It wasn't just me, I promise. So, you should be okay today. But if you run into an issue, and this is actually how we got on the topic of other languages here, if you run into an issue, throw random words from other languages on the end of your message. That's supposed to help it get through, because what they did was something weird that blocked the English language specifically. And that's YouTube's fault, not mine, I promise. So you should be good today. Right, sorry, I need to add another cup of coffee because we finished another character. There we go. Red chili seasoning. Oh gosh, that was reminds me of the gyoza filling sandwich I tried to make. How's her? Is her in? Yeah, she's good. I should honestly show you a photo of the two seasoning things next together, so you understand why I would have grabbed chili instead of sesame seeds. Coffee and tea combined. I mean, I'm sure you can do it. Like, hold on a second here. I've got like one mouthful of coffee left and a pot of tea. So hold on, let me pour some tea into my coffee. Ooh. Okay, so it was a latte. I made myself a latte before the stream started. So, adding the tea, it's kind of like, how to describe it? It's like, it waters down the milk a bit, because I still had some milk left in there, obviously, if it was a latte. How do I describe that? As you can see, I'm not exactly the expert at describing flavors, but it's almost like... It's not my favorite thing in the world, I'll say that much, adding tea to my coffee. But it's got a sort of like... So if I describe my coffee as normally being quite a dark cocoa sort of flavor, the tea adds a sort of roasted sort of... It's weird to say it this way, but it adds like a sort of roasted sort of flavor. Like, honestly, it made it taste a lot closer to something like genmaicha, which has the roasted rice in it. That's the flavor I'm picking up here. I really did just dump tea in the end of my coffee cup. Well, when we hit the halfway mark, I'll go make a pot of go make an extra cup of coffee, so it's all good. Although frankly, we're going so smoothly here, it feels like may not be 4 hours because we're already at like gosh, I did so much more on the other day, so this is gonna be easy. Hello, Plinko. Yeah, I'm sure you could mix coffee and sausage. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I do remember seeing a dry rub for like a coffee flavored dry rub for like ribs or something. So the idea of using a coffee as a flavoring for a meat isn't necessarily that much of like a stretch, but frankly, I'd rather just have a cup of coffee with a plate of ribs. I'm not having ribs for dinner tonight, that's for sure. I was thinking tonight I was gonna do tonkatsu. Okay, mint and coffee? Not sure about, but mint, chocolate, and coffee, yes. What's up, Campbell? Mint and slime. What is this? Paimon? Did Paimon take over Plinko's account? Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Okay, but like, mint chocolate is a really common combination, I should say, Ming. It's quite nice, actually, mint chocolate. But chocolate and coffee makes a really good combination as well, because the goodness of the coffee brings out chocolate. And in fact, in a lot of chocolate flavored desserts, you'll find that they accentuate the flavor of the chocolate by adding some coffee. That's really, really common as well. So you got mint, chocolate, and coffee? I think it could work. Coffee rubbed steak. You know, like I said, the reason why I know it exists is because I'm fairly sure my parents bought it once, because why not? But I don't remember. Like, I don't remember what it ended up tasting like, so obviously it was nothing impressive if it's not burned into my memory. Plinko is just Paimon and ordinary sausage brains combined. Honestly, accurate. Mint chocolate is huge in Korea. Now, why do I feel nervous about that? Is this a reference to something I'm not aware of? Is steak really not that common outside of, like, North America? Because you do need a lot of land for grazing. Honestly, I feel like you're not... I was gonna say you're not missing that much, but it's also true that I only ever buy cheap steaks anyway, so... I'm certainly not buying the fancy ones that are probably actually worth having with, like, minimal seasoning and whatnot, right? Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, that would make it really expensive. And even here, it's expensive. Like, nice steaks. I worked at a steakhouse once. Well, it was not really a steakhouse so much as just a restaurant that specialized in expensive steaks. And some of the cuts, they're like 40, 50 bucks. Like, that's not the kind of thing that you can eat on the regular if you're just an average person. but like just a random cheap cut at the grocery store if I see them on for like short dated. 6'7". I have to admit, I don't really get the 6'7" thing. Like, I tried to investigate it to understand what was going on. So, the one time I ordered a meal that had, like, really, really good quality beef. I'm pretty sure it was because in Canada it's not it wouldn't be Wagyu, if it because Wagyu I believe actually has to be from Japan. But I was at a Japanese restaurant that was serving an it was an udon with steak, and it was a triple A grade beef for the steak, and it was a special event. So I decided go a little bit fancy and decided to go for it. And it was really, really good, but it was just a teeny little thing. Just a teeny, teeny little bit of steak with my udon, and it's like, yeah, it's good, but like, I'm still hungry. At least the udon was filling, that's for sure. While I'm in Japan, I don't know if I'll be ordering any Wagyu. Wait, hold on. How are 24 and 25 funny numbers? I've literally never heard of those being Mimi numbers. Ramen. Well, I haven't been for ramen in a while either. But I've already decided tonight is tonkatsu night. You know, SpongeBob was, I'm gonna say I kind of missed the boat on that. When I was younger, it was a little bit... I'm dating myself here. I think when SpongeBob's... Like, when... Okay, hold on. I have to double check when SpongeBob started airing. When did SpongeBob start? 1999. Yeah, I feel like by the time we had a channel where you could actually watch SpongeBob, it was already a little bit past my, I was already a little bit past the prime, so no, I've never actually really watched SpongeBob. And, Campbell, shush. But yeah, I'm old. Kids these days and their 6'7s and their... I'm not a boomer, I'm still a millennial. I'm still part of the housing crisis generation that'll never be able to retire. No. Made my mistake last time with that pet, so I'm double checking. I'm not a boomer! I'm not 60 plus! Look, I'm old, I'm not that old. Oh, hey, Daniel. Ugh. They did make a new server for Aura Kingdom, but it's not my favorite. Like, they, some of the changes they made aren't my favorite, so I stick with the old one. Japanese dub SpongeBob. I am curious. I bet you they've got some famous voice actors on it, too. Okay, So that's 4 done. I think last time, the last character we did it on was my Guardian. So we'll do the Guardian next. I think we're just going to spread out between the fast ones and the suffering ones so that it's a little bit more... a little bit easier on me. Oh. The world broke too much again. 6 or 7 out of 10. Okay, we'll use a... Oh shoot, no, we don't want to use a level 10 Azurian on a character under S5 because they're already missing out on the benefit of one of my holy chests. 6, 7. Is that all the chat's gonna be for the rest of the stream? You know, I will look up the Oh wait, sorry, I just saw the tag on Discord there. Is that a cat with a beard? Alright, we got the dragon coins. That means... Hold on. How much left is that then? We have 140,000 to go. The live viewers going between 6 and 7. You know, I try not to look at the number of people that are watching because when it hits 0, when it hits 0, it's really sad, right? So when it goes up above 10, it's nerve-wracking. So I just don't look at it and I pretend that there's just the people that are in the chat. I'm great at the streaming thing. Although that's actually advice that I read from other streamers, was that it's better to just not look. Because, oh gosh, when Aura Kingdom Impact came out, and I was given it a shot for the first time, we had quite a turnout. That was nerve-wracking for me too. Man, I kind of wish I could have gotten that, oh, we have the presents up. I kind of wish we could have gotten the, literally all the chat for the entire rest of the stream. Really wish I could have gotten that, Sanctuary Blessing on one of these characters that's a little weaker. Oh, but hold on, because the character that's currently got the Sanctuary Blessings is Konono. Okay, okay. Yeah, we'll do it on Konono. She's a bit of a girl fail at this point, but it's fine. I did miss a couple days on Konono's, whatchamacallit, proof of daily diligence, as you not super diligent. But we should still have a solid, like, gosh, at least a 50 or 60 of the summon stones to kill all at once. Somewhere in that range. It is, I gotta worry about the inventory space though, because she is gonna run out of inventory space real quick if we killed that many enemies all at once. But I'll try to do it live. I think the proof of diligence runs out in 10 days. shoot, my LP is actually a little on the high side here too, so I'm looking for backpacks. One of these days I'm gonna have to start actually fusing on all my alts too. And I have to go to the Navia and sell off all these fragments. Oh, did I not add a coffee cup for the last character? I didn't. I'm so falling behind here. And I think we have to relog after this one because when the world has fallen apart this much, it's a bit of a problem. Man, that lightning spin blade. Hello, Resonant! I'm glad you enjoyed it because it was the last thing I did before I went to bed last night. I was really tired thinking, gosh, I just gotta get this up and get to bed. I didn't think I put as much love into it as I should have. So I'm glad it speaks to you. Actually, have you guys seen my house? Some people might have. After we finish this character's run, I'll stop by the house real quick so you can see it in all its glory. I don't like banning the option to sleep in. Ming, I have it in the game. Not in real life. I don't have any body pillows in real life. I don't think... Okay, not that I would get one, but I don't think the texture... No, Achika, not even child. Okay, well... Okay, maybe I've gotta come clean here. I do not have a real body pillow, but I do have a keychain that someone got me because they thought it was really funny to send me Genshin Tartaglia body pillow keychain. So do with that information what you will. Somebody thought it was funny, and admittedly, yes, it's very funny. Oop. I am not surviving that. Why do I feel like you somehow knew that I've got a keychain? Yeah, Dakimakura. It's a Dakimakura keychain. It is about the size of oh gosh, it's about as long as my phone. So it's very, very small, but like I guess if we have to be accurate here, then yes, I do have a small keychain of a Dakimakura of child. Like I said, somebody thought it was funny, and yeah, okay, it's kind of funny. I have it. To depravity. See, that's the thing, right? I think it's a bit much. I think that Dakimakura of a character is a bit much. Although apparently body pillows are actually really, really good if you're a side sleeper because you can use it to keep your knees separate and it makes it more comfortable to sleep at night. But setting that aside, I've always been like, I'm not a Dakimakura kind of person, which is why my friend thought it was hilarious. Anyway, I've got blackout blinds on my, I've got blackout blinds to cover my, my window. So I just have it pinned to the blackout blind, so it's just kind of right there. Always watching. Yeah, it's right there. The other thing I've got pinned on my blackout blind is I've got a collection of like those they're like badges with character art on them. Every time I've ordered something from this an exporter in China for Genshin stuff, they always throw in an extra little pin. And I've got a small collection of those on my blackout blinds as well. Maybe I'll put one on my backpack when I go to Japan so that I can tell it apart from everybody else's just black backpacks. Figurines! Actually, I've got a bunch! I have a collection of figurines. Not that many, not like a bajillion. So my favorite figurine that I own is this really, really nice one from Natsume Yujincho. Literally nobody here knows what that is, I bet. But it is a comic. And it's also got like, what? Is it up to 8 seasons of anime now? Anyway, it's a really, really pretty figurine of the main character. In front of their... Gosh, I don't even know how you describe Madara in that figurine. Anyway, it's really nice. Maybe I'll post a picture. Then I have a collection of Tales of figurines. So I've got some of those blind box ones from Tales of Zestiria, like the really quite little ones that aren't super expensive. Then I have the... there was a Mila figurine that came with... there was a Mila figurine that came with the original Tales of Exilia game. And then I've got a Ludger that came with the special edition of the Tales of Exilia 2. I have an Asbel that I got as a present from my sister. Oh, no, sorry. The Jude was a present from my sister. The Asbel I bought on my own because I thought it was really, really pretty. And I also have a small collection of Nier Automata figurines. The small ones, the posable ones that I really like. Oh, and then my other ones from Tales of Zestiria. I have the Srei and Mikleo from Tales of Zestiria, and then I also have the whatchamacallit, the big I think they call it aromatized version of Srei and Mikleo. So yes, I do have some figurines. Oh, and then next to the figurines, my mother made me a crochet Tifa. So she's just vibing next to Asbel on my shelf. Oh, we didn't get the second one. I think that's everything I have for figurines. It's a little collection, but I like it quite a bit. I don't really have much space for displaying figurines though, so I don't think I'll be buying any more anytime soon. Okay, one more character done. Where is my coffee? You know, Campbell, I don't know. No individual figurine was that expensive. No, none of them were $100. I think the most expensive one I got was the oh no, because the Natsume Yujincho one was secondhand, and so was Asbel. Probably the most expensive one was the Soraya Mikleo armatized version one, and that one might have been about $100. But like the little figurines were like $5 each. I've got two that were special edition, like they came with special editions of the video game. So I mean that themselves were about $100, but it also came with the game and whatnot. And then like Asbel was secondhand, and the Jude was a present. So it's not nearly as much as you might think. Yeah. Like, honestly, I think the last time I bought a figurine was one of the Nier Automata ones, and that was only about $40 Canadian. And again, it is expensive, but if I've been collecting them for like... Oh gosh, when did I get my first one? That would have been like... yeah, I got the, I think they're called Figma Arts posable ones for Nier Automata. I do have, the 3 main characters, so to speak, 2B, A2, and 9S. But, like, not the giant ones. They're really small, like, little posable ones, and I like them quite a bit. I think I've posted before. Like, I have posted in the past. But recently, I think in the last couple of years, I moved them to a different location. And I haven't taken a photo of them since then. You know what? I'll post the Natsume Yujincho one after this stream, because it's really, really pretty and I want you to see it. And I don't think anybody knows that much about the series, but it's gorgeous. And like I said, I got it secondhand, so it wasn't even that expensive. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, if you've got like lights inside your case and some empty space from good cable management, you could totally just like actually have a little figurine inside the PC case as long as it wasn't super sensitive to heat. Oh, actually the very, 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 very first figure I ever got would be a random box from Tales of Symphonia of Lloyd Irving, and I had to throw it out. I got it in high school, and I had to throw it out because it liquefied. Like, the outside layer of the plastic was deteriorating into goo, and I had to throw it out because it was just absolutely unpleasant. So, that one wasn't very high quality. LED PC. Well, I'm sorry to inform you, but I do have an LED PC. It's not super over the top, but it's, I think it's tasteful. I run the lights as a... They're like a light blue and every once in a while a little bit of yellow pops in. I think it's classy. Of course, I think it's classy. It's pretty. Sometimes you just want pretty lights, no? Oh right, I was supposed to relog so that my screen isn't so messed up outside of the... Or what if we just keep going? What if we just keep going and see how bad it gets? Listen, in order to make an oiled up statue, all you gotta do is just leave it for a decade. Actually, no, it's more than a decade since I graduated high school. Yeah, so like, I think it was last year I finally gave up on it, and I was like, I can't dust it anymore, because when dust gets on it, it just goes into the goo. Oh dear. Alright, so we'll take that, and... where do I not see my backpacks? There we are. That'll cover our LP cap issues for a little bit. And he doesn't even need that many, so maybe I'll take one of them out and stick it in the shared, so take it on Kanono. Oh, there we are. But yeah, no, I just, yeah, Whipmaster time. I do not listen to lo-fi, actually. Not because I have anything against it, but because I just never really, started. I've got enough music to listen to that I've never really felt like I needed to branch out into new genres, I guess is one way of putting it. But if you've got any recommendations, hit me with them. You know, it's really weird trying to think of how I come across music. Like I'll be randomly just like going through my library of music and I'll find a song that I have no idea where it came from, and then I'll go on a rabbit hole of trying to find more music of the same kind of thing. But because I like having all of my music as files, like I prefer to have my music on my computer, I don't use any streaming services for it. It does make it a little more challenging. Okay, so like when I'm looking for background music to vibe to, this playlist is actually my go-to. Oh, and then there's that, okay, Tree of Savior, actually. Yeah, there's a game called Tree of Savior. It's an MMO. I could not get into the game itself because I really struggled with the... how to explain it. There's way too many options. Like it felt like there was way too many options and I had no idea how to progress. So, I didn't like the game. But all of the music for the game was just in the files as MP3s. So I updated it, grabbed all those MP3s, and it's got a good energy for just like being in the background. However, the reason why there's only a couple tracks from it in this playlist is because a lot of them get claimed, actually. Which is weird, because usually for games they tend to prefer not to claim the music, because then it encourages people to like stream the games, but I guess it's from a different era. Tree of Savior is kind of old. There's some really good songs in there. Right? I do think the aesthetic of the game is really cool. and I liked the music. I just could not get into the gameplay because I felt paralyzed by so many options, like especially for classes. So I ended up not enjoying the game. But yeah, no, you can just totally, you can download the game, grab those MP3s, uninstall the game, and voila, you've got a, how long is the playlist? Hold on, where's my Tree of Savor playlist? 17 hours was the last time I took it. Right, there's so many classes. That's where I got tripped up. Because you see in Genshin, I play multiple accounts so I can try every character. And you see in this game, I've got everybody. Hold on, Ning. Were you having issues with the messages being deleted again? I don't have anybody on a mute list. I'm gonna blame YouTube again. Hold on. And also, I forgot to go to my house to show you off my beautiful architecture. Alright, that's another character done. Oh, I don't think I used all my LP. Oh well. Ugh. I literally don't have anybody blocked. I don't have anything extra for moderation going on. YouTube. Live. Messages. Issues sending live chat messages support.google. That's what I'm looking for. It says fixed. You shouldn't have any more trouble sending messages in live chat. Let us know here if you're running into any issues. Honestly, Kai, I'm in the same bucket here. I had no idea what MLBV is. Okay, hold on. So we've done... We'll do Kanono. Sanctuary protection. It doesn't apply to the top one, but that should be fine. Oh, it's a MOBA. I'll optimistically give her level 10 Azurian too. Why not? You know, as I was looking at her, I was thinking maybe we gotta go for the, because I have this hair. I have this hair on a different character right now, but maybe we gotta put that on her because that's the, Kanono has like a, usually has like a side pony like that, not a back ponytail. Not even at plus 30 on the masteries. Anyway, we're gonna try out Sanctuary Protection. And see if that gives her what it takes to easily get through. Hello, Oyasumi Gabrielle. You came to the wrong place for someone who wants to go to bed. Oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to use an Azurian on somebody under S5. Whoops. Oh, interesting. I thought it said that, I thought it said, that it didn't work on the top one. Oh no, it totally does. But only in solo mode, so party mode is probably still going to be real suffering on the next one. Can you believe these people voted for me to no longer give myself the option of sleeping in on poles? Or just you guys wait and see what I do next time. Actually, where are we at anyway? We have 110,000 left to go. Oh, she's got the contract as well. She's doing okay. The voters have chosen. Look, oh, you wait and see what happens next time now. This is a democratic stream. Honestly, though. Nope, this is, yeah, it doesn't work in party mode. No rest for the wicked, as they say. But, I thought I was pretty not wicked. Okay, I might switch to a lifesteal Eidolon. Is there a lifesteal and immunity Eidolon? I'm thinking, like... Festivus, maybe? Oh no, that's just dual drive. Got addicted to jump and attack from the videos, but not really effective for team. Gigas does not have lifesteal and nocturnal, so no. Why did I think Festivus had it? Is it regular festival or a regular succubus? Immune to damage and absorb. Yes, it is her. Hey, Vanriel. Come to join in for suffering round 2? Gosh, I just wish that this one was the hardest one, so after I finished it, I'd know everything was good. Instead, they have the hardest one as the second one. Festivus, huh? Let me take another quick peek at her here. I don't think she's normally used for a physical DPS. But I mean, the dual drive isn't terrible. Like, she's passable. I think most people recommend New Year's Queen of Hearts, right? Yeah, no, she's not bad. Because you're gonna get the benefit of the dual drive, the crit cap, and the damage taken. So that's all benefits you're gonna get. But her stars are dark skill damage, so you might want to re-roll those to something more helpful. Just need to get good, then it doesn't matter how hard the dungeons are. You know, you are so right. Currently accepting donations of the Endless Abyss set. So feel free to send any Endless Abyss sets that you have that are extra over. That is a joke. I am not accepting donations of Endless Abyss sets. Man, I really thought that would apply for party mode too, but I guess that's a little too generous. Oh yeah, if you've re-rolled the stars, like I said, the only part of her kit that you're not getting benefit from is the dark skill damage, right? So totally passable. Coffee donations. Well, Campbell, as someone who has worked her way through on a fresh account about, I guess it's almost 2 years ago now, gosh. There's a lot of benefits that you get as you start a new account. Like you've got support cubes, you've got mail cubes, just things that hand you goodies every 10 levels. I would recommend not opening them immediately and not fortifying gear until level 90. But basically, they've reduced the amount of mobs it takes for all the quests right up until Awakening, I think. Like, actually right up until Awakening now. And you'll probably get all the way up to level 95. Actually, you might get stuck a little bit before 95, but the main quest will get you the majority of the way there. Oh. Whoop. You know what? I agree, Oyasumi, because I think that one of the charms of this game is that it's not trying to be super realistic. And also because it's so old, there's like a bajillion costumes in game. The only problem is that if you want a specific one, it's kind of hard to find. Some of the older ones because everybody's got them bound. Anyway, hold on, where's my... Okay, yeah, so that's... Gosh, it's pretty. I didn't even realize that she literally had a physical damage skill here. Because I don't use her because she's so low start. Actually, I could be feeding her too. Why are you hungry? We could be feeding you. You know, I still want to try Final Fantasy XIV. I do not have enough time to play another MMO like for realsies, but it feels like I'm missing a lot based on like how big it is to not be aware of what it's like and stuff. Right? Now, my personal opinion with regards to Aura Kingdom and costumes is that I don't even want to level up a character until I've got a costume I like. Yeah, I figured that would do it. Can you get help if you start a new account? I mean, if you're specifically looking for like advice and stuff, absolutely. You can always ask if I'm live, or I think you made a temporary Discord account, but you can always reach out to me on Discord. The only thing is, of course, if I'm working, I won't be responding right away. So yeah, if you're... I'd say you're not going to hit any massive walls until Awakening. And then past Awakening, that's when gearing starts to get a little bit more challenging and it slows down to a grind. So if you just felt like giving it a shot as a new player, I think you'd be able to enjoy the majority of the game just going through. If you enjoy the actual gameplay, you'd be able to enjoy that. It's if you don't like grinding, that you're not gonna like what comes after or directly leading up to and Awakening. Awakening is the challenge to pass level 99. So to get from 99. Oh, that's true. Oh, hey, Cryo6. Ravager. So I actually did Ravager as my main, as my class when I was playing on I did Ravager as my class when I was playing on my Fresh account, because what I really like about Ravager is it's got this bounce skill, the fire bounce skill. Maybe I'll play Ravager next here so you can see it. Actually, I don't think you would see it much inside here, but basically, Ravager has an ability to hit a ton of mobs with one skill, so that makes it really fast for going through the main quest line, which is probably, I'm not going to say I dislike it, but in terms of like gameplay, main quest, not my favorite. I prefer dungeons, and holy moly is Ravager fun in dungeons. I would say that they're a little lacking in terms of DPS. They do spin. Yes, Ravagers spin. No, I need to... Yeah, so I think Plinko hit it right on the head there. It's fine in terms of DPS. It's also comfortable for the fact that it's a melee class, but it's got huge range with the Fire Strike, or the Fire Bounce skill. That being said, my awakening on Ravager was way harder than my awakening on my Stellar Zephyr in the same gear. So, and then again, I just really like ranged classes, so that could be just me. How many characters would I say I've made? Well, you know, it's actually not that hard to answer that question. I currently have 29 characters on this account. I have not leveled all of them up to Awakening yet, so it's hard to say that I've really played them, but I've definitely made them. My Alta account has 9 characters because... actually, is it 12? It might be 12. I think it's 12 because I had 3 from each server. Yeah, so 12 characters on my alt account. And I have... yeah, 29. And I have deleted 2 characters that were past Awakening. In the past, I've deleted more characters than that, but 2 characters that were past Awakening have been deleted. So 2 characters that have massive investment, well, massive time investment were deleted on my account. OP meta class. You know, I think Stellar Zephyr is really, really good because it's comfortable and also does good damage and has great AoE. As for what's actually OP meta, you have the people that say Starcaller, yeah, is the best still. Because all of its damage is concentrated in lightning, which means that you can focus, like especially if you're just doing a lightning build, meta class as well. Stellar Zephyr, it's a orb class. You know, maybe as soon as I finish on this character, I'll be able to show you. This is going to be a little bit faster on the last one. But Stellar Zephyr uses an orb to fight, and apparently some people were saying it seems like a ripoff of a class from a... Oh, sorry, I missed somebody asking about Katara Duelist. Duelist has really high single hit damage potential. You can build up stacks to do one attack that does a massive amount of damage, whereas Katar has a bit more built-in self-healing and a little bit more like variability in like the skills that you want to use, right? So for Duelist, you're basically just building up to use one holy attack that nukes anything as soon as you've got it all the way to full stacks. Whereas Katar has a little bit more AoE and a little bit more nuance, I would say. I have not played Katar much. And yes, I see Plinko making fun of me for how I say Zephyr. But you know, Stellar Zephyr. I'm sorry, allow me to say it like a normal person. Stellar Sphere. Zephyr. Stellar Zephyr. I'm sorry, it's how I say it. Let's see, because Lancer I think is basically fallen out of favor, because the Hymn of Doom is strong, but like I'm pretty sure it's fallen out of favor. Wizard is really, really high DPS too. So what Wizard has going for it is that Wizard has not only a cleanse, which is super handy, but you've also got 100% extra crit damage cap, because that's one of its default things. So you can have 100% more crit damage without having to build any crit damage cap. You know, Duelist is nice. Gunslinger is nice. Duelist is a bit suffering, but Gunslinger is nice because of the, if you're in a dungeon and you're on the storm path, you can decoy one mob in a group when you're taking out a group of mobs before a boss or something, and then all of the other mobs, it takes the heat off of you, they attack the one that you decoyed, and then from there, you just hit them with the stormy pew pew pew, and they're toast. It's very nice. Plus I was gonna say, decoy can be used to, like, goof around with certain mechanics on bosses, as well as the traps can also break some mechanics on bosses. So Gunslinger's actually got some stuff going for it. Oyasumi, as for Reaper... Reaper is very, like... I want to say defensive. It's a DPS class for sure, but because you've got the mobs, like the... Sorry, not mobs, I guess. You've got the summons that you bring with you. It takes a little bit of the heat off yourself. It's just that those guys can be a little bit awkward in terms of, like, targeting, or sometimes they open up boxes on the ground for you. Definitely it's got a lot more survivability as a DPS class. And yes, Floating Cannon is only in Aura Kingdom Impact, so it's a bit moot to talk about it here, but its special skill was the ability to, and this is something that doesn't exist in our version of the game, but its special ability was changing the element of your target. So, if you changed the element of your target to fire, then it doesn't really matter what boss you're fighting, you can always just build fire damage and change the target to fire, and you're Gucci, right? So, I don't think we should expect that class to be implemented in this version, because then what does Impact even have, other than inflated life pools? You might think it sounds broken, but basically they reworked all of the coefficients and debuffs for every class, and I believe elemental damage is less effective in Impact than it is in our version, so yeah, it sounds kind of broken, but they inflated the life pools of all the bosses massively, and then also made it so all of your debuffs are weaker. Like, I can solo the majority of the content in Aura Kingdom here. Obviously not like the super high-end stuff. I can't do the full Vault of Eternity by myself. I can only go up to floor 7. Floor 8, maybe if I had a party, I'd be able to debuff the boss enough to be able to take him down, but he doesn't like me, so I've never beaten him on our own. But, yeah, like, I was struggling to solo the level 60 stuff in party mode. Oh yeah, house tour, I'm sorry. I didn't even add another cup of coffee, you got me so distracted here. I mean, you're actually welcome to enter my house at any time, too. It's always open. Okay, we'll do DPS 1. See, that's the thing, right? Wailing. So my scrub account, I haven't tried soloing dungeons there recently to see where she's at. But basically, the issue with Aura Kingdom starting nowadays is the archive. If your archive is low, then even in the same gear, you're not able to do the same kind of damage. But that being said, you can't just, like, straight up buy Eidolons with money, right? They can't go to the store and buy Eidolons. So you would have to buy Ruby coins, sell those to other players, and then buy, like, specific targeted Eidolons for the stats that are going to be the most impactful for you. But if those just aren't being sold in the marketplace, then it is what it is there. At that point, you just kind of have to watch and wait for them to show up. So, my scrub account, did not get benefits from my main account. Like, I didn't send myself free stuff. If anything, I have stolen so much stuff from Scrub. Oh yeah. He came to infiltrate my house. Anyway, yeah, there's the body pillow. And nothing awkward going on in this corner. Just a pretty white dress and a cool dude. And then we come over here. It's my Eidolon dude's corner. And Tears in the middle. Yes? Yes. And then I've got the Combat Ladies corner. Oh, hold on, let me hide the UI. Combat Ladies corner. And the Relaxing Ladies corner. Tsukuyomi is canonically a male god, so we're just going to leave that one there. And then I've just got the fancy corner. Well, it's the dining room. I don't know. I don't know. These guys just kind of vibing over here. And then we have my costume display. It's not segregation, it's just display vibes. I thought it looked neat. I thought the ladies deserved their own gigantic corner over here. That's all. I mean, there's more of them anyway. And actually, my favorite cup pair here is if you stick these two side by side, they like match up perfectly. Or at least I really like it. I think it's cute. The pool, there's a... I don't know if I've put much in there. Yeah, I mean, there's some fish. Can you see my fish? And then I don't think there's anything back here because I actually basically ran out of decoration points on the inside. Oh yes, and this is a special spot for my very first character. So when I first started, it was the class I made was Wizard, and this was the costume I was using on my Wizard for quite a while. So this is my special Wizard display. And then of course just some selection of costumes. Like, that's my Reaper. She absolutely rocks. We're going to be playing with her today a bit. Yeah, anyway, that should be a solid house tour. I do need to get back to attempting to finish my dragon points. I was gonna say I could change the goal to if I finish my dragon points, I'll definitely order that skirt, but I'm just still on the fence. Because it's a lot of money and I haven't accomplished the thing. Oh, we're out of Azurian. Stellar Saphir. Okay, fine, we'll do Stellar Saphir next. Ahem. We will do Stellar Sphere. Stellar Sphere. It just sounds wrong to say it like that. Man, just let me say Saphir like a loser. Oh, I can switch to controller here. On the weaker characters, I need a little bit more fine-tuned control, but if I'm just one-shotting everything anyway, I can use my controller no problem. Hey, now, I didn't say I'm a loser. Hey. Oi. I was gonna say, I didn't say I'm a loser, I said I say it like a loser. Since you guys all seem to think that Saphir is a really weird way of saying the word Saphir, but like, Sifa is a really hard combination of words, or of sounds. Oh, Ming flexing on the ability to actually go sleep. I'm jealous. Anyway, rest well. Saphir. When we hit the 2-hour mark, I do think I'll take a break to make a coffee. because my coffee is long since gone now, and my tea is cold. I mean, the tea is cold, fine cold, but... Oh. Come to think of it, did going into my house fix the breaking world? Because I don't seem to think it was breaking when I was out there. Yeah, I do have tea and coffee. I finished my cup of coffee pretty, Actually, it wasn't that long ago, because somebody tricked me into, adding a bit of tea to the last of my coffee to see what it would taste like. But yeah, I made tea and coffee, just because when I make coffee... Wait, what do you mean that's illegal? When I have tea and coffee, it's because when I make coffee, I make a single shot of espresso, and it is a bespoke shot, crafted by my hands, that takes about 15 minutes. Well, maybe not 15 minutes. If I really rush, I can do it in 10. But every cup of coffee starts with fresh grinding beans by hand in a hand grinder. I will then prepare milk for making a latte, because typically when I'm doing it on a stream, I'll make a latte, because just a single shot of espresso is going to last me all of, like, what, 4 mouthfuls? So I just like to stretch it a little longer by doing a latte. What do you... It's... Hey, Lousy, could you talk some sense into these people? They're trying to, like, say that it's illegal to have tea and coffee on my desk. Anyway, back to laboriously describing my coffee process. So first, I grind the coffee by hand, using a hand grinder. And that's an important part, is that you have to grind it right away. I definitely don't ever grind beans the night before, just because I feel like in the morning I'll be tired. In fact, I did not do that last night, which is why this morning I only made 1 shot of espresso. So, start by grinding the beans, then prepare a cup of milk, and from there, I have a manual press for the coffee. So I also have to start heating up water, because my hot water tap is hot, but the temperature of the coffee maker is important. It's a hand press. So I also need to make sure the water is a little bit hot, a little bit hotter, so that the temperature of, or the heating up the metal of the press will then increase it. I'm gonna continue rambling about coffee even while you guys talk about that. Small espresso machine. Yeah, so my espresso machine is also a fuss, but it doesn't require a lot of maintenance because it's fully mechanical. There's no electricity involved, which is why I have to heat up the water separately, and the temperature of the water will come down as I add it to the machine, because it's made of metal, so the metal absorbs a bunch of the heat. So I do heat up the water actually just straight up to boiling, to help heat up the machine, and then that basically brings it down to the right temperature, which isn't the right way to do it. You're supposed to heat up the machine and then add the water at the right temperature, but that's a little bit more of a fuss than I'm willing to do every single time. So I don't do it every single time. But anyway, from there you take the little hopper for the beans, and you add in, or the grinds I should say, and then you add in the grinds, and I actually don't weigh it, I just go off vibe based on how I'm feeling, or if I didn't grind enough beans. Yeah, it's a hand press. So you put the coffee in, and then you pull down on with the water, and then you pull down on a lever, and it's just your arm power that's doing the extraction. It's also got like a little pressure gauge so that you can keep the pressure consistent. It's good. It's very good. And then really the only maintenance is just the actually, I guess my machine is getting a little squeaky, so it could probably use a little bit of lubricant. A little squeaky. But yeah, so like you add the beans to the hopper thing, and then, well, not really a hopper, I guess what's the basket, sorry, the basket. You add the ground beans to the basket. I give it a slight tamp, and then I use one of those distribution tools to like help distribute it so that the grinds are like evenly distributed. In like there's no high pressure points, and then you give it a tamp again, and then you add on the little filter thingy, and then you put it in the machine, and then you add on the top, and then you pour it in the water, and then you go arm power. Do I watch James Hoffman? Yes, obviously. I would say I do not watch every single coffee creator, because one of the issues with watching coffee creators is that my the eyes of my heart exceed the size of my wallet. So when I see stuff like those super chilled freezer ball apparatuses for like chilling the espresso to lock in the volatile flavor compounds, I'm like, I want everything. I want to rent a second house and just have it be a coffee paradise. Not really, but if I lived in a house and had 2 kitchens, if you watch coffee YouTubers, you start doing crazy things. Yeah, kind of. So I gotta be careful not to get too exposed to ridiculous coffee trends. Basically, right now, unfortunately, my French press shattered. I had a French press that I was using as my backup option, and that shattered. So basically, right now, my coffee creation tools are limited to basically it's limited to I've got an AeroPress and I've got my manual press. So both of them are non-powered. Very much hand-operated devices that require a little bit more effort, and there's also a good reason for that, because can you imagine me with a pot of drip coffee? Like, I would never, ever, ever not be drinking coffee, and that's probably not good for me. So by making it a little bit of a bit of an operation to be able to make coffee, not only is it somewhat like I would say like a ritual, like something that I can pause and just kind of lock in and do one thing for a bit, it also prevents me from going crazy and drinking too much coffee, so. Mocha pots! Yes, my aunt had a mocha pot, and I lived with them for a bit while I was in university. That makes good coffee. Like, that makes good coffee. Highly recommend. Man, I kind of want a mocha pot. No mocha pot. But yeah, just so making coffee a hands-on process is not only good for me in terms of like, it's a hands-on activity that takes some time. It's kind of reflective. I get to think about things and make coffee at the same time. But also it stops me from stopping my heart. Enjoy responsibly. Imagine thinking. Oh, lousy. Goodness, did I get no 50s? Well, maybe I had it on the 50s while we were in there. Okay, I was gonna say I don't see anything good in there, but yeah, we had a weapon. Can't stop thinking. Well, there's a difference between overthinking and worrying about things and taking a moment to reminisce on the day. Reward for level all of scrub account to S level 40. My scrub account is not gonna be having 12 characters at S level 40 when my main only has 5. I'm just saying. I'll add another coffee, and by special request, next we are in fact doing the Stellar Saphir. Say hello to Urihime. Come on. You could at least use the PH. S-U-P-H-E-A-R. And she does have a Zurian on, so we are rock and roll here. How are we? Like 75,000 to go. Alright, so you're not really gonna see me doing too much fancy footwork with this class because obviously I'm still one-hitting everything. But the good thing about Stellar Saphir, like what I really, really like, is use this laser and then you can cast this skill 3 times in rapid succession. Oh, okay, so if the character is above level 7, it is supposed to be 30 days, but it's not quite exactly 30 days. Oh, this current song is, The Dignity of Wrath from Tree of Savior. Yeah, it's called Dignity of... Weird mecha anime. Yeah, we were talking about Tree of Savior earlier. This is one of the tracks from it that I know is safe, so I've got it on here. Sorry, I got distracted again. Yeah, 7 days... Or, sorry, if they're above level 7, it's supposed to take 30 days, but it's not 30 days on the nose. It's my understanding that it's, after 30 days, it should be cleared and ready to use on the next maintenance. Now, back in the day, the reason why it was 30 days is because the character wasn't actually fully deleted until after 30 days and a maintenance, and that's when they, because before that you were able to do a character recovery service. And the world is falling apart because I'm gathering too much dragon points. Soon I'll have all the dragon points in the game. Also, hello, Burb. I mean, she's got a moderately fortified Agni going on here, but it's not like her crit damage is really taking that much advantage of it. No, I guess, okay, we do have a decent amount of crit damage versus bosses. That is happening there. But she is in level 70 gear, and I'd say that she's slightly worse built than my, she's slightly worse built than my, duelist. And my duelist is higher level, so it's not even level as a factor. I mean, it's better than when the ground was going, but yeah, no, the world falling apart is one of the things I actually kind of find entertaining about this. And I got distracted there again. Right, so sorry, my duelist is basically in what I would call relatively equivalent gear. Maybe he could use an Agni, but Stellar Saphir is so much smoother for a run here because of the AoE and the comfort and the standing back and I hit you with the laser. You know, it is just on my screen. It's not like I'm destroying it for everybody else, okay? I'm just glad that the horizontal plane is gone, because I don't like it when I can't even see the ground. Any requests for next class? Because this one's not going to take long. Oh, sorry, no, it's break time after this class. I've got my, it's almost 2 hours, so I can go make my other coffee. Just hitting them with spheres. Is this the planetfall? I really like the animation of planetfall, but it's the wrong element, isn't it? Yeah, it's just physical. Anything but nunchuck. You know, technically, Burb, we never had the power to summon Eidolons. That was always the game masters. But you know what? One time, they summoned Tavanna inside my house. A certain game master who knew I was having a bad day put two Tavannas inside my house. So I get home and I was going into my estate to do Eidolon linking because one of the things about having the Game Sage tag on my character was that if you're online and just kind of vibing outside, people get annoyed if you don't respond to them. So I was just like hiding in my house on my tagged character doing Eidolon linking, and I get inside and there's like two giant spiders. The closest I could get to summoning or to doing shenanigans on people would be I've got snowballs and I could throw them at people that are linking, but that's just mean. Right? We're not here to be mean. Still got that manual bag that I was hoping to do a contest for. I'm just stuck on the how to do a contest that's accessible for everybody without massively favoring endgame players. Yeah! I didn't really play all that many MMOs before Aura Kingdom, so I didn't know that, like, how, like, uniquely special that was, but, it really was special. I miss Lotus. Lotus, if you're out there, we miss you every day. Oh gosh, but at the end, I know Lotus was working on, like, so many different aspects of both the English and the Spanish community stuff, like... Yeah, we miss Lotus. This is a Lotus missing household, and that's where... I'll leave it there, though. Because we are, in fact, at my break time, so... That's right, we are at break time, that's correct. So finish up inventory cleanup here. We're about to get to cap LP again. I could probably be spending it on things that are more important than backpacks, but when backpacks have never hurt me. When do I not want more backpack space? Looks safe. Don't make me check in on you. Good night, Kai. Thanks for stopping by and helping keeping me sane with the grind. Anyway, we'll turn up the music a bit for you, and shall I stick Stella on screen as a distraction? There we are. All right, and then I'll turn up the music a bit. There we go. Well, specifically the music that I'm currently listening to is not from Aura Kingdom. The album artwork is behind me, but this one's from Genshin Impact. If I'm being honest, I actually don't remember most of the music from Aura Kingdom because I've spent so much time replacing it. Anyway, hello Yoshiyoshi. Oh, your name though. It reminds me of an incident that happened at work the other day. Oh, hello Cece. Or should I say, Rem? Yeah, a little bit of an incident at work the other day. Oh, right, we finished on this character. So, I was talking with someone on the phone. Yes, sorry, I should take the doggo down. I'm just taking care of the pup until about Monday. Monday, my mother should be back from her tournament. Pup is quite sad. Pup misses mom. I know someone specifically said not Nunchuck, but nobody else gave any requests for characters, so we're gonna do Nunchuck. But yeah, so like, at work, there was someone, and like, I was speaking to them on the phone, and they very clearly had a Japanese name. But that doesn't mean much, because sometimes it's like second generation in, oh, I shouldn't have taken that. And sometimes it's second generation and they don't actually speak Japanese. So obviously I'm not just going to break out into Japanese, but this was a slightly older sounding lady. And just the way that she was struggling a bit with the numbers, because I was trying to confirm a time for her. She was struggling a bit with the numbers, and so I'm like, do I say the numbers in Japanese or something? And it was really awkward. I was like, do we go for it and risk her not knowing what I'm saying? でも結局、番号を間違えなかった時は、はいと答えたんですけど、そのはいだけで、なんか、お客様が笑ってて、なんか間違ってなかったような気がしましたけど、it was still really embarrassing. It's like, I never know how far I can go, like, in terms of, like, assuming the language someone else is speaking, because especially if someone's trying really hard to speak in English, I don't want to undermine that and just be like, oh, well, actually, we can just speak your native language, right? Not fluently. I am not fluent. But, yeah, I do have some Japanese under my belt. I passed N3 about 10 years ago, and I haven't done any tests since then. Right? So that's the risk, is that, like, I knew she needed the time. She needed the specific time that I was giving her. But she was struggling to confirm the time. So yeah, I just threw out a nice little height. Oh no, just way back in high school. Oh great, this is gonna date me. When I fell in love with Tales of Symphonia, I was really sad to find out there was a bunch of other games in the series that were only in Japanese. So I thought to myself, I want to play games in Japanese. And I just started studying on my own. The first game I ever played in full Japanese was the Tales of Vesperia PlayStation 3 version. Because I had played the English version so much, I basically knew what every line was, even without a translation. But yeah, no, I just, in the same way that a lot of people study English in video games. Alright, let's just be clear here. I did not get to N3 specifically just studying on my own. I did study it in university as well. But, like, you needed a language credit in university because they want you to be well-rounded. But I genuinely really wanted to learn. Yeah, kanji is, I'd say my strongest point is listening, because when I'm interacting with the Japanese language, 90% of the time it is listening to it, right? I like whether it's listening to anime, listening to songs, listening to other people speak it. I don't get the opportunity to speak it very often, so even though I would say I can understand pretty solid, trying to speak it, it's a little bit more challenging for me. And then obviously kanji is very hard to write, but I try to make a attempt to read it, to read kanji. Because otherwise it's like being a... Well, I guess it depends on the reason why you're studying the language a bit too, right? Like, maybe to play video games is a bad reason to try and study the language and pronounce authentically, but for singing, and even just mimicking voice actors, that's kind of how I got the sound of the language, right? So I can always go the I could always say it way worse, like a watashi wa midday desu. Or 私はミッデイと申します。ペラペラっていうわけじゃないと思いますけどね。Yeah, I guess there's not a lot of opportunity to write kanji by hand under normal circumstances. You just get the computer to do the typing for you. Actually, it's gonna be, I'm going for my first singing lesson this week on Wednesday, so that's exciting. I do wonder, because one of the things, and I've mentioned this before, but I would kind of like to just do a song cover. Not because there's any, like, benefit to me spending a bunch of money to get somebody to master my voice. Pray the teacher survives. I'd like to do a song cover, not because there's any, like, particular benefit, but it just feels like it'd be really fun to record and have somebody else make it actually sound good. So I'm thinking I'm gonna talk with the teacher and see if we can't figure out what kind of song would actually suit my voice. And then from there, we'll work on practicing it together. But I wonder what the teacher's gonna think about a song that's not in English. I don't know. First take in 2020, yeah, right? I'd have to have my own song for that. I would just be doing a cover. Can you imagine me trying to write a song? Picking a song is hard, though. I've got one in mind. It's a half English and half Japanese, actually. But we'll see if the teacher thinks that maybe something else might be better. And actually, funny enough, karaoke, well, you want to know me and karaoke. So I've done karaoke once, and unfortunately, after I sang, the party completely died and nobody touched the machine again, so I just assume it was bad enough that nobody wanted to, like it was too awkward to sing again. So I've got 100% murder rate with my voice. Killed the party. I've also carefully selected a couple songs for my trip to Japan this year so that if our party ends up in a karaoke place, I know what I'm gonna do. Actually, I put my music on shuffle everything with lyrics the other day, and I'm remembering some really old good songs that are like short enough that theoretically it wouldn't entirely murder the mood if I do a poor job on it, because it wouldn't be so long that it's awkward. Private room, yeah. I've like I said, the one time I did it, it was at a party. Yes, I did. I did start wooling. My factory is growing. My factory is awful. I thought I had enough batteries going, and I did not. And it came back on, and it was like every once in a while a battery would go through, and my charge would go up to full, and then it would expire. Like my battery would run out, and it would be back down below. Like the battery would start depleting again. Like it's bad. I have to fix it. I'll do that today after Aura Kingdom. Sing the Evangelion song. Hold on, let me get a cup of water. Wait, do I even remember the first line? Zankok. No, we're not gonna sing today. If I was gonna sing anything, it would be the Black Fly song. Does anybody know the Black Fly song? I don't think anybody knows the Black Fly song. Big echo. So we're actually going to Japan in a group, and we kind of got a itinerary of going around different cities. But yeah, so if the group does go for karaoke, I'm not just gonna sit out. I'll join them, but you know, it's up to them whether or not they let me on the mic. Okay, so it's a Canadian folk song, but so for Christmas every year, I ask everybody if they want to get me a present, just to get me a bag of beans. Because what I absolutely love is having coffee in the morning that's like connected to the people that I love. So I've got a bag of beans from my mother, I got a bag of beans from my brother, got a bag of beans from a friend, and one of my friends, they sent me a bag of beans called Black Fly Blend. So like every morning right now when I'm making my coffee, I got the Black Fly song stuck in my head. Oh, do I sing it? You guys ready? Hold on. I don't remember all of the lyrics, but really the chorus is the part that's fun anyway. Add another cup of coffee and then let my heart rate calm down a little bit over the idea of actually having to sing here. They're not going to sit that one on our head. Yeah, I get the feeling nobody would have heard of it, but it was really how to describe it. It was I believe it was the Canadian Broadcasters Corporation that had like sponsored these animated pieces to go along with historical Canadian music. And I'm talking like in the 1990s. So it was just, I don't remember if it was like in breaks between shows or something. They just randomly play these animations. So I don't exactly know like the exact origin of where I would have seen it as a child, but we had these Canadian animated shorts for these weird songs that literally nobody knows except people that were kids in the 90s kind of thing. Gosh, I had the same issue when I was trying to snipe older Canadians by asking if they remembered the Crab Bucket song. Alright, we did Urihime. I guess we'll go Child then. Probably should turn down that music if we're gonna be singing a song. Alright, one sip of coffee for courage and then let's go. It was that a black fly, the little black fly, always the black fly, no matter where you go, I'll die with a black fly, picking my bones in North Ontario, in North Ontario. Literally nobody knows that, right? Alright, we got level 5 Azurian, let's go. Melody sounds familiar. You know, it could be just a relatively, like sometimes the melody goes in various things. Oh no, Kai, were you here for that? How many people unsubscribe now? Bella's barking at me too. She didn't like singing. Now hold on a second, bird. Hold on a second. Do you not see the fact that I sang and the map is now perfect again? Zankoku, that's a Cruel Angel's thesis. You know, yeah, I could probably add that to the list of things to sing while I'm in Japan, but I just said it's silent before the storm. Next time we go out, the map's just gonna be fully gone. At some point, I think it would be fun. In fact, Yoshi, I did have a great discovery this morning on Twitter. I found someone that was offering a an idle stage background for free, just for 24 hours. Actually, I guess it was 48 hours. But anyway, I nabbed it. So if we ever do decide to do a karaoke, I can have a idle glowing background stage. It was quite pretty. I thought it was very nice. And the fact that I was able to grab it. Well, I don't know why I managed to kill a party, but I've been working really hard on trying to sing better. So, I appreciate it. Thank you. The Black Fly song, though. Like, every morning now when I'm having my cup of coffee, because the beans roast is called Black Fly, it's just that song is stuck in my head lately. I think it's a, well, I mean, it's Eastern Canada song, so I'm not from Eastern Canada. The only other, like... See, I don't even know what a head voice is, so you're ahead of me if you know what's going on, in terms of, like, actually trying to sing with different kinds of voices. But for me, it's like, I hear a song and I try and copy what the person who's singing it does. So sometimes it feels like I can't hit even very moderately high notes, and other times it feels like I could go opera. I mean, obviously I'm not going to do that here because you'd have to get your eardrums replaced from screeching, but being able to, like, control it, maybe speak with the, like I said, speak with the teacher, get some actual advice here, maybe karaoke streams might happen at some point. Oh, the other Canadian song that I remember a little bit of was the French rowing song about plucking feathers off of a bird. I don't even know what that one's called, though. Resonant. You're 5 minutes behind, so you just heard it. That's nice, thank you. Everybody graduating the singing section and having to choose between lying or unsubscribing. Actually, now I want to see what that rowing song is called. It's a French song about plucking feathers off of a bird. Which sounds really odd, I'm sure. A switch in what produces your voice. Okay, so maybe that's what explains being able to sing higher at times and not at others. See, this is why I need a teacher. Alouette. Du fromage, des oignons, de buffet, des champignons. Alouette gentille, alouette. Yeah, it's just called Alouette, Gentille Alouette. Oh, is an Alouette a lark? Oh, it's a Quebecois children's song. I thought it was a rowing song, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Imagine if I got a professionally produced Alouette song. Oh, je suis une pizza avec du fromage. Okay, that was a different song than I was remembering. God knows. Oh gosh, I haven't heard that song in forever. I bet you I still have it on my computer somewhere. Hold on. That's from Haruhi Suzumiya, isn't it? God knows? I wouldn't be able to play it here, and actually, I just checked and it's not on my computer anymore. But I do know that song. You know, I don't think I deleted it. Did it just not come with me to a new computer or something? Yeah, the only two Haruhi songs that I found in my library here are Greed's Accident and Yuki Muon Madobi ni te. Those are the oh gosh, what's her name? I forget the characters in Haruhi. I still know what song you're talking about, so it's not that bad. But, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that not being able to find Haruhi stuff, because somebody on Twitter this morning was talking about how they were in a group of 30-something anime fans, and none of them were called Haruhi Suzumiya, which seems crazy, because, like, even if you didn't like it, it's hard to say that if you're, like, if you were in the anime fandom at the time that you wouldn't have heard of it. Timeline about people. You know, that's what happens when you make me sing. Things go way off track. Catch You, Catch Me. I know the song. Hold on, don't tell me where it's from. Oh, is that Cardcaptor Sakura? Okay. I know I definitely didn't ever have that one on my computer, but you know what? I should add that to the list of possible good options for karaoke, because that one is one that you can just kind of cute your way through and nobody will blink twice. I do not know Light My Fire. Anime music quiz. No, unfortunately, I haven't watched a lot of anime recently. Like, when I was younger, I used to watch, like, everything. And there was actually a store at the mall. Like, not the mall near me, but there was a mall in downtown where it was like a manga store. And if you knew the name of the song that was playing, they'd give you a discount. Light My Fire. Nope, Light My Fire does not ring a bell. I have to Google it. Are you gonna give me the answer? Is that from Shakugan no Shana? Okay, because I've actually got some Shakugan no Shana music still. Oh, Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I like Departure as well. That's a good song. The other Hunter x Hunter song I really like... What one was it? Hold on. What's it called? Hunting for Your Dream. That was a really good one. Now, hold on a second, because Shana, it was, Oh, I didn't watch Your Lie in April either. Okay, sorry, I made you doubt it. Okay, so the one from Shana that really, like... The big one from Shana for me is Yoake Umare Kuru Shoujo. I think that was the first ending, right? Like, what a strong song. Anyway, one more character done, one more cup of coffee on the table. Actually, we're running out of table spots, so this one's gonna go on my head. There we are. Shana existed. You know, I have a lot of fond memories of Shakugan no Shana, and then I got a what do you call it? I used to play Stepmania, like way back in the day. That was the DDR where you play with the arrow keys. And there was a song that had a background from Shakugan no Shana, and that's where I found out about it. And I went back and watched the anime from that. And then I found out that the song was literally not related to the show at all. I have been to an anime convention, yes. There used to be one in downtown Vancouver. Oh, Joint's a good song too. I've got that one on my computer still. I've also got Akai Namida. And for some reason I've got Triangle listed as being from Shakugan no Shana, but I'm not sure why. Yeah, I went to an anime convention. I even tried cosplaying, but I just ordered a cosplay offline and it wasn't very good, so I won't talk about that much anymore either. But it was fun. When I was in high school. And then basically considering the west coast of Canada has so much going on in terms of like Asian subculture, you'd think there would be better anime conventions, but there's just not. Oh, Toradora was good too. I could rewatch that one because it's actually been so long I don't remember that much about it. Anyway, we do need a backpack here. Yeah, the last time I went was in high school. So, ages ago. And I know that there must be still conventions. Like, there must still be a convention of some kind here, but it's, like, not big enough to care about. I don't think they get any, like, special guests. D. Greyman, hold on a second. What's it called? What's it called? Innocent Sorrow! And Doubt and Trust. Yeah, Doubt and Trust. Oh, I didn't watch School Rumble. I know of it, but I didn't watch that one. In terms of rom-coms, I think one of my favorite rom-coms would be Gekkan Nozaki. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I'll just keep it. Gosh, you say the piano song and like, I swear I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't envision it in my head. Actually, one funny story about Gekkan Nozaki is I was a fan. My sister, who is not super into anime, but not like a hater or anything. She just she's much more of a normal taste. She's got normie taste, right? But one time her friends who are a little bit more into anime introduced her to Gekkan Nozaki, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, Midday, you gotta watch this." And it's like, of course I have. But it's good to know that her friends have good taste. Well, I meant more like she doesn't normally watch a lot of Japanese media, right? Her tastes are much more. Actually, she's big on books. She reads books so much, like more than a book a week. She is the library's #1 customer. Oh, I could be doing this with the controller. Tamara. Hold on, do we have to open up? Have I not opened up my notepad for this stream yet? Hold on a second, let me copy that into here. Tamara. Okay, I've got it on the notepad. I don't know what it is, but I'll look. You haven't heard of Nozaki? 100% recommend it then. It is, if you like rom-coms, it's peak. It's great. Actually, I could put the opening theme for that song on my list of possible karaoke not downer songs. One where there was water running down her head or something? Like a water dragon kind of thing? Ore Monogatari? Is that short for something? Because that doesn't ring a bell. Like when I hear ore and rom-com, what comes to mind is the Ore no love kome wa yappari machigatteru? That one was fine, but I think it got really dramatic. Okay, yeah, no, I haven't heard of that one. Maybe I'll have to add that to the notepad. Oh, 1 second here. Of course, because I haven't heard of that one. When you say Monogatari, I just think of the Nisio Oisen series. Which is a bit much for me. I wasn't a fan of that one. Oh, whoops. Gotta take her down before I get too many stacks. Now, Kimi ni Todoroki was good. I enjoyed watching that one. But the problem with Kimi ni Todoroki was I'd read the comic, and it felt like at a certain point it was just drama for the sake of drama. They could have just ended it and been happy. Oh, do I just get a whole bunch of recommendations for good rom-coms now? Otakoi? Oh gosh, there's one that I can't remember the name of it. But I thought it was really funny. It was set in an office, and like the main characters had a vendetta against somebody who allowed her parents to name her something ridiculous. I can't remember what it's called, but that one was really fun. What's it called? No, it's a little older. I think I watched it while I was still in university, so it is a little bit on the older side, and maybe it wasn't super big, but I found it to be very funny. Kind of lost track of... Oh, we're almost done. Probably like one more character, eh? But now I'm just kind of... Yes, that's the one, Kai! You've got it! That's the one! We're almost done the grind, Yoshi. We're almost done, and in that case, I can then take a break for reals. Maybe I'll go back to sleep. But yes, it was Servant Service, 100%. So if you haven't heard of that one, it was funny. I do recommend. Except that it's actually been a really long time since I watched it, so maybe I don't remember everything about it. You know, I kind of wish there was a better way to grind dragon points that was a little less repetitive, but it's just so efficient. So, the benefit of Gaia right now is, number one, a frick ton of dragon points. So if you need dragon points for your dragon point accumulation, it's the most efficient way to go because it's nothing but bosses, right? Also, Eidolon food. I'm actually good on Eidolon food, so I don't need a frick ton of Eidolon food anymore. Everybody's level 80. We're all happy. So, I don't need... Oh, capital LP. I don't need it, per se. LP? Great. Everybody needs LP. Get yourself some backpacks. Then, lastly, you got the... Or not lastly, you've also got the Greater Crest, so when you're feeding up your Eidolons to activate their star buffs, obviously you need those. The greater ones are the best bang for your inventory space, and now that they stack up to 100, or they stack over 100, sorry. If you just build them up like this when you don't need them, you can easily sell them off for like negligible gold, but it covers some buffs for a while. And yes, Kai, that is the one. She had a super, super, super long name, and she actually joined the the company, or I suppose it's civil service, right? So she joined the government agency with the intention of trying to figure out who allowed her parents to name her that ridiculous thing. Oh yeah, the funny coworker. And sorry, lastly from Gaia, fragments. So old Eidolon fragments are only worth 1 point now. So it takes a little longer to farm, but you can sell them off to the Eidolon NPC. And then you can get wishing coins, which allows you to bypass the annoying Eidolon wishes. So basically nothing in here is going to waste for me except the Eidolon food a little bit. Maybe I'll try and sell it off a bit. Or I'll feed up more Eidolons to level 99. So literally nothing in here is wasted for me. But really the dragon points being so high is kind of the way that this ends up being the way that I farm it. It's really hard to argue with efficiency. Gear, traveler, backpacks. There we go. I mean, like, obviously, if I was running dungeons, I could be getting experience. But one dungeon might take, like, what, a minute and a half? If I've got high move speed on the character? And I'll only hit 3 bosses? A minute and a half, and I'm through one of these modes. And I've hit, like, I haven't even counted how many bosses are in one run, to be honest. One more cup of coffee, and I think this should be the last character. Get a big one. I know the resolution on the coffee cup is not appropriate to make it that oversized, but... Well, hopefully it's somewhere that you can actually find it still, Campbell. I mean, one of the issues with anime right now is that a lot of the older shows are just, like, not accessible. Oh gosh, I got my hands on a copy. Hold on. I'm trying to wink. I got my hands on a copy of the 12 Kingdoms recently. There's nowhere that you could actually properly watch 12 Kingdoms right now, is there? I stopped watching Haruhi when they did the what did they call it? Eternal 8? Infinite 8? I stopped. It was like, I'm sick of this. You watch Code Geass? How did that go? Oh boy is not really a great description of how Code Geass went. You gonna let me in? Thank you. Yeah, this should do it. Endless 8. Sorry, you're right. That's it. Fake Haruhi fan right here. Deleted God knows and can't even remember the name of Endless 8. You can cancel me for that. burp, but you know what? They can't stop the inevitable. I think that's really common though, when you rewatch something that you really liked when you were younger, and it's like, oh, well, you know, this wasn't anywhere near as, or, goodness, what was the book? There's a comic that I really, really liked when I was younger, and I'm just scared to reread it because I don't want to taint the memory of it. I really enjoyed it when I was younger, but nowadays, if I go back and it doesn't hit the spot the same way, then I won't be able to remember it the way I do right now. Cardcaptor Sakura. I think that one would hold up. I mean, it's not trying to be much more than a kids show, right? I mean, yeah, it kind of is, but it's still really good. I might have a copy of Cardcaptor on my, oh, it would be on my external drive that's not plugged in. Kind of scared because I've had this external drive since I've had this external drive for over 15 years, and I'm worried that it might be a good idea to replace it because it's so old. But hard drives nowadays, eh? But to be fair, if you watch the English dub of Cardcaptor Sakura, they made intentional choices to revise details of the relationships between some characters like that. So, that kind of muddied the water for at least a lot of the English audience's kids in terms of like the relationships between the characters, but I don't think you'd find anybody arguing that the English version was better or anything. The English opening kind of slapped, though. Oh, well, didn't they do that in Sailor Moon too? That there was characters that were dating and they just made them into friends? Already at cap again? Yeah, Sailor Moon was real big when I was a kid in terms of like shows for that were on TV. We used to watch it at daycare. Well, the English dub, obviously. And there we go. We have finished the grind, even though I slacked off all month. Ta-da! Ah, now I can finally go have breakfast. It's only 11 o'clock. Okay, actually, before I go, because I don't really need to keep going, I've already hit my goal for the month, and my inventories are a mess enough in terms of, like, I've got too much LP here. So, question for you. How cursed would it be to make tonkatsu, but then serve it with, like, a lime cilantro sour cream instead of tonkatsu sauce? Is that really, really cursed, or is that reasonably cursed? Because I was looking in my fridge and I saw my cilantro. But I have to make the tonkatsu either today or tomorrow. And I don't know if I'm going to be working tomorrow. So, like, lime cilantro, sour cream, tonkatsu. I've got some mixed opinions going on here. So let's see. We've got reasonable, okay, blasphemy. Yeah, cream sauce. It would be a cream sauce because of the lime cilantro cream sauce. It'd be like a. Campbell's the only one saying. Look, I'm just looking at my fresh cilantro, thinking it's hard to get through that much cilantro all by myself because I'm the only one that's going to be eating it. So, like, sour cream, lime, cilantro, sauce it, then have it with crispy katsu. I mean, I think it would work. I know cilantro's not good for everybody, but it's I'm one of the people that does like cilantro, so Campbell, just take it as the music being foreboding here is a harbinger of what's going to be coming. But yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot because I do have katsu sauce, but the katsu sauce will keep. Oh, really? Interesting. David to commit food crime. Look, food crimes are what lead to food revolution. We must rise up against everything other than weird things being turned into sausages, which we will never allow that, okay? No weird things getting turned into sausages. Just weird sauces and fusion cuisine. Right? Anyway, I'll let you guys go because I feel like I should have it for lunch now. I'm gonna make that for lunch. Yes, I will be over to Arknights after lunch. Kitty, somebody's coming. Well, I hope they find me. Alright, we're gonna let you guys go. You're free. Those of you that survived the singing, thank you for sticking it out, and I look forward to seeing how many less subscribers I have now. Bye-bye.